Good morning. This is Larry. I'm here to review the Big Ten tournament and make some predictions. We'll see how I do. I've been watching Purdue since 1965. I go back to Dissinger, and I've seen a lot of players. I have an ongoing debate in my head who's the greatest Boilermaker basketball player of all time. Uh, Sadly, as much as I love Rick Mount, it's not Rick Mount. So it would come down to a couple of other players, and I'll talk about that in another video. But all that being said, let's look at the Big Ten tournament. It's kind of painful to look at. I'm not really looking forward to it. It's in Minneapolis. I can't think of a good reason to hold it in Minneapolis. They're not known for their sporting events. It's not centrally located. Uh, I just don't know why they're there. I'm sure that the Big Ten has either financial or somebody owes somebody a favor reason. And we'll just let that be the last said. We have on Wednesday night, Rutgers, Maryland, two bad teams playing. I'm going to pick Rutgers. Uh, they have better defense. Maryland is stumbling. You're going to hear that a lot tonight. Uh, Michigan playing Penn State in the second game. Michigan is awful. I don't see them as a legitimate Big Ten team. They would struggle to be competitive in the MAC. Uh, I think it all centers on the athletic department, and some chaos is going there across all sports, not just football or basketball. I think it goes right to the doorstep of the athletic department, and maybe the board of trustees will let it lay there. But Juan Howard has done nothing this year but show that NBA coaches are not going to be successful automatically in college, and that he certainly isn't a good college coach. With luck, and I have friends in Michigan. I wish them that Juan Howard would do the right thing and quit for reasons of health this summer. And maybe he will. I think it's better than 50-50. This will be the last game he coaches. And I think the reasons are painfully obvious. And no, Michigan won't fire him. So I'm picking Penn State. Surprise. We then go to Thursday. And with Thursday, we have an interesting match in itself. Minnesota, the home team, playing Michigan State, a stumbling team. The thing that Michigan State has going for them is that they have more talent. They also have Tom Izzo, and Minnesota is stumbling. There are rumblings coming out of Minnesota that there's unhappiness on the Minnesota team and people are looking to transfer in the portal. So if that happens this year, don't be shocked. We're picking Michigan State. The second game of Thursday night will be Rutgers, Wisconsin. I am not a fan of Wisconsin. I said earlier in the year when they were atop the Big Ten that they were a complete fraud. And all they've done the second half of the Big Ten has proved me correct. Uh, they have a couple of good players, no really outstanding players. They have fallen upon hard times of late, and they've resorted to playing thug basketball, fouling 3 or 4 times, hoping that's only called once, and they call that defense. Uh, I would be very happy if Rutgers would win this game, but they won't. Wisconsin will win it. We go to the most interesting game and the first interesting game of the tournament, Ohio State, Iowa. Two teams that need a win. Ohio State, I don't think, has played itself into the bubble. If they make a run to the I think they have to win the tournament. I don't think even getting to the finals would get them in. Iowa State making a run to the finals would get them in. Now, Iowa, has done this in the past. McAfee has shown that he can get them to play well for 2 or 3 days in a row and maybe even win a championship in the Big Ten tournament. I don't think he does that this year, but he may have a shot at getting to the final game. If he does, that'll get him into the big dance. And then we have Penn State, Indiana. I would love to pick Penn State. I'm not. I'm going to pick Indiana. They have more players. I think Mike Woodson has proven that he can't coach in the Big Ten successfully, but somebody woke him up and he's stopped napping in the afternoon, I suppose, or whatever he was doing, and he's maybe doing a little coaching. And Indiana has come alive. Now, maybe people are trying to enhance their value for the transfer portal. I don't know. But they've won a few games, and I think they win this one as well. So Indiana beats Penn State. We then go to Friday, and we finally get to see Purdue because they were just so good. They got a double bye. And Purdue will then play, I believe, Michigan State the second time in a couple of weeks. And you have to look at that and say, if you're Michigan State, you're not happy campers. You're looking at it saying, oh, what are we doing? And I think Purdue wins that game. They don't blow Michigan State out. They win workmanlike. They get a 7 or 8 or 10 point lead in the second half, and they just keep Michigan State at arm length. That's what Purdue is doing this year. It's very professional. It's very matter of fact. It's very ho hum, but they're ho humming themselves to a championship. Second game will be Wisconsin Northwestern. Not a fun game, but Northwestern, as banked up as they are, have more star power, boo booey, than Wisconsin. And I think they're a better team and perhaps a better coach team. So it's Northwestern beating Wisconsin in the second game Friday. Third game Friday, we have an interesting game, really entertaining. One of the few entertaining games. Iowa, Illinois. Illinois doesn't have anything to prove, and they don't have a lot to gain. They're not going to go up and become a first or second seed based on even winning the Big Ten. They're locked into where they're going, which is, I think, third or fourth seed. Iowa desperately needs a win. It would be a marquee win for them. It would move them back onto the bubble. So I'm picking Iowa. They have the offense to get it done. Finally, we have Indiana, Nebraska. You look at that and you say, I have no love for either team, too much red in the court. Nebraska is a team that I'll call out as being a total sham. They're very good at home. And if you watch how the games are officiated, Nebraska fans should be very, very happy. They also flat out play better at Lincoln. This is not Lincoln. I'm picking Indiana. That takes us then to Saturday, the semifinals, Purdue Northwestern. Another fun game. We're getting to the fun games finally. Will Northwestern take Purdue to a third overtime? Will they pull the upset? They've done it before, you know. So I look at it and I say, no, Purdue beats them by 5 or 10 points, gets a lead in the second half, and doesn't make the mistakes they've made in the past. They play better. Fletcher Lawyer has come around, and he's buried the concern about him. With him hitting and the other two guards playing defense and getting assists, Purdue wins that game by 5-10. And that leaves Indiana, Iowa. Indiana cannot play it. Other than winning the Big Ten tournament, Indiana cannot play their way into the NCAA. I look at Iowa. They need a marquee win. Indiana would not be a marquee win, but I think Iowa wins that game because they know they have to get to the finals to get into the tournament. That leaves Purdue, Iowa. I look at Purdue, Iowa, and I say, oh, Purdue. They have offense and defense. Iowa has offense, not really that much defense. This is Purdue's game, and if they blow it, it would be embarrassing. And I don't think they feel like being embarrassed. So I'm picking Purdue. So that's the tournament as I see it. If I don't do well, I suppose I'll hear it and you'll laugh at me. And okay, that's why you make these picks early. You try to pick upsets. You try to look at past history, look at personalities, and that's what you go with. So that's what I've done. You go out and enjoy a good day.